One group really feeling that impact of layoffs, the U.S. Forest Service. One former employee tells WCNC Charlotte the efforts to shrink the government may leave critical positions unfilled, adding this could impact the recovery efforts from Helene.
We were understaffed to begin with to deal with this hurricane recovery. We had hoped that we might be able to hire people to help us with it. It's going to be very difficult for the people that are still there to move that through and get it in place for the people that need it.
The employee also says she's worried about wildfire season as Helene debris remains a cleanup job those workers would have focused on. But Miles, this is an issue all over the country.
Yeah, absolutely right there, Megan. I mean, we're feeling that really everywhere. And these forestry workers are the ones tasked with managing the country's most popular parks and even public lands. And the cuts are hitting even harder for many with just months to go before the busy summer season. NBC's Morgan Chesky has more from Yosemite.
From Half Dome to Old Faithful and as far as Gettysburg, growing concerns at national parks after roughly 1,000 federal park employees were laid off. In Yosemite, that means less staff to handle crowds who came to see the iconic firefall during a busy holiday week.
I really felt like my world was taken out from underneath me.
Oleg Chimura blindsided by his termination later Friday.
I spent a lot of time squeegeeing the toilets, the bathroom floors out, so after one day of me not being there, it's already pretty visually disgusting.
The abrupt dismissal of probationary park employees sending shockwaves coast to coast. Stacey Ramsey lost her dream job as a ranger at Arkansas's Buffalo National River.
It was so sudden and swift. Didn't have time to prepare myself at all for it. So that made it even more difficult.
Here in Yosemite, with uncertainty mounting over staffing levels, officials have already put summer reservations on pause for several popular campgrounds, putting the park's peak summer travel season in potential jeopardy. NBC News spoke with more than a dozen current and former Park Service employees who warned visitors should expect significant impacts due to reduced staffing, from upkeep of trails, campgrounds, and restrooms to longer lines and wait times, and even safety concerns.
I'm the only person available to rescue someone, to do CPR, to carry them out from a trail if they got injured.
Near Yosemite, Alex Wild was the only certified EMT ranger at Devil's Postpile National Monument.
If you're no longer at the park and an emergency happens, then what?
Maybe a local county fire department or search and rescue team could respond, and it would take hours. I mean, it could mean life or death for someone who's having an emergency.
The Trump administration defending their actions, saying in part that the president will continue to protect America's abundant natural resources while streamlining federal agencies to better serve the American people.